As what it is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. First of all, I am the OG prison wife. Yes, I've been a prison wife for 20 plus years, about to be 21 years, girl. And I'm also the Draw My Life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all fades to black. Yeah, his your girl Cadillac. I hope you're enjoying seeing some of my artwork that I'm finding as I declutter my life. Yes, I mentioned last week that I literally took off a whole week. Okay, I got sidetracked because me and Money was out hitting the town. Y'all know we don't know how to sit down nowhere, girl. Like, for real, we don't know how to sit down. But I did spend a couple of those days going through decluttering my apartment. I told you how, being a prison wife, my apartment stayed packed up, ready to move from place to place to place, because no place feels like home. No place feels like home. No place feels like home while my man gone. Yes. So I basically want to stop living that cycle. So I'm going to unpack everything, go through everything. I am decluttering, cluttering, and letting go. That is so hard for me to let go. But that's what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to make room. We're getting back to trying to put in my spirit that my man Marcello is coming home. I was on that note in 2020. There was no way you could tell me he wasn't coming home, that the prison doors wasn't shaking open, girl. Like, for real, like they did on Left Behind. But, I witnessed several of my prison wives that were in the communities I was in, their men coming home, and I felt it in my spirit that my man was coming home. But here we are, fast forward to almost 3 years later, and he's still not home. And does have about another 16 to almost 17 years to do on his wrongful conviction. But I am going to put my blinders back on. Girl, you know what made me start back thinking that Marcello could come home? There was this prison wife. Awesome. If you Google now prison wives, you're going to find her, because she's at the top of this prison wife game. Her name is Miss Roe Clausen. Her husband had 213 years in prison. In 2020, he came home. His sentence was overturned. It was an unjust sentence because it was excessive sentencing. See, that's also unjust. When a crime allots a certain amount of time, that is the time you're to give that person. You're not to take into your own consideration, I feel this way about this, so I'm gonna do this. No, baby, justice ain't like that. You do the crime. Y'all love this cliche, right? You do the crime, you do the time, but you're only supposed to do the time that is allotted. And I also thought about that too. I have a video where I want to basically liken the way the justice system works to other things in life. And baby, if other things in life work the way that this justice system works, y'all would be outraged. Y'all would be so outraged, but you're not outraged about this justice system because it's quietly hurting people in the background. It's giving very few people justice. But let's say, like, okay, Marcello's wrongfully accused, you know what I'm saying? And he's wrongfully incarcerated. I have many multiple videos, so I can't explain it all right here. If I can later, I'll put some links in the description. If not, start with Googling what is Project Reach the World. And then I also have a what is it? I have a playlist of Marcello Jackson's case on this channel, and you can start there. That's a lot of information on how he's wrongfully convicted. And I also have a change.org petition. Just Google Marcello Jackson wrongfully convicted, and that will hopefully pop up. And you can read through that. Girl, I even got to amend that because I have found out more information since I wrote that change petition of things that they did incorrectly to obtain this wrongful conviction. So start there. But let's say, okay, so he's wrongfully convicted, right? And it's like basically a crime happens and somebody has to pay for the crime. Now, not necessarily do they care who pays for it, whether it's the person that committed the crime or not. Somebody, anybody, got to pay for this crime because it's a crime open. Okay, so let's liken a crime to a debt. Let's say it's a debt incurred and somebody, anybody, got to pay for this debt. And they tell you, you're going to pay for this. And you're like, hold on, wait a minute. I didn't incur this debt. I didn't do, this actually happened to me. My identity was stolen, right? And I started getting all these bills. And I even had a bill for an operation, a big old operation, right? And it was thousands of dollars. And I'm like, this is not me. What do you mean? Like, I've never gotten to my identity theft story yet. That's still coming. I'm like, what do you mean this is, I have to pay this? I wasn't even here. And what the kicker was, the operation happened in Georgia. And I'm a resident of Florida. And they wanted me to pay for this operation. Let me tell you, they were saying, and I worked overnight at the super center at that time. They were telling me they were trying to make it my operation that I paid for. They were telling me, well, you could have got off by you working overnight. You could have got off at 7 a.m. You could have drove to Georgia. You could have had the surgery, drove back and clocked back in by 10 p.m. the next day. Girl, in what lifetime? How could I have done that? But they were trying to force that on me rather than research, investigate. Because had they ever did any type of investigation, they could have easily found that the identity theft was not me. But they wouldn't investigate. I had to be my investigator. Just as I have to be Marcello's investigator, which is sad because I ain't went to school for investigation, like crime scene investigation, but I got to investigate. I ain't went to school to be no judge and no lawyer, but I got to be the judge and lawyer. I got to be the one, like, for real. Like, are you kidding me? But I'm going to do it because I love him and I know that he's wrongfully convicted. So just in that case of my identity theft and this big operation that I have to pay for, that is like somebody telling me, you know, when they say, well, you know, I'm sorry, but he shouldn't have did the crime. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I know you had to raise your child by yourself, but you know, he shouldn't have did what he did. That's like you telling me, well, I don't know what to tell you, but you shouldn't have had that surgery. And I'm studied telling you I didn't have a surgery. So why do I have to pay for this surgery? And you telling me, well, don't have the surgery if you can't pay for it. Like, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. That silly stuff. Like, I want to liken it to that. How would you feel in that scenario? Since we're taking crime, because anybody that's labeled a criminal, nobody in society really cares about whether they receive justice or not. Once they receive that label, it's almost like a damaged goods. But you put a damaged goods stamp on them. Now nobody wants to buy that off the shelf. Why would you go buy a damaged object when you got other stuff that's out here that is not damaged? So once you're labeled a criminal, nobody wants to come within 10 feet of you, whether you're wrongfully labeled that criminal or not. That's just like, also, if you were in a factory marking damaged goods and you just started stamping everything, damaged goods, damaged goods, damaged goods, damaged goods, how many people finna go pick the damaged goods off the shelf? Even though they're not really damaged, they would never open the box, they would never open the container to even see. They're just gonna veer away from it because it says damaged goods, you know? And that's the same thing, like, he's marked as a criminal, so people do not want to lend a helping hand to me. They don't want to, oh no, I can't read that change.org because he's a criminal and he shouldn't have did what he did. Like, I mean, nobody wants to do anything to further get to the truth of this story and get real justice in this story, because of the label that's on the outside. Now, I cannot say everybody, because there have been some people rocking with me, and I thank you so much. Definitely cannot be to the point where I'm at, which I ain't really nowhere, but still wouldn't even be here without you. So I thank you so much. Anytime you watch my video, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's helping trigger the algorithm, helping show these videos to more people, and helping spread the word. I appreciate you, and there is no way that I can do it without you. I'm sure no other YouTuber is ever going to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you that, because your girl right here is about nothing but the truth. I'm about the truth. I have always been a person of integrity, even since I was a kid. Like, I always had integrity. I could not lie. Like, I mean, not to say, I'm not going to say I've never lied. And even in the past, when I did lie, oh my God, it's like it burns you. Like, if I ever lie, girl, you would know I'm lying, because I'm like, it'll be something simple. It'll be the simplest thing. Like, you know how they call it little white lies? And I'll be so nervous. I'm like, I don't even know how to lie, to be honest with you. Not to say that I haven't in the past, but I have always had the integrity. And anybody that really, really, truly knows me in person, they already would tell you that I am a person of my word. If I say something, I don't stand behind mess. I don't promote no mess. I don't put my stamp or put my cosign on no mess. If it's truthful, if it's anybody being mistreated, I'm going to tell the truth. And that's who I am, and that's what I'm about. Anyways, sorry for the whole rambling on, but yeah, I don't even know how I got off on that tangent. But anyways, I'm about to go into the library. I'm finna do some work, because like I told y'all a while back, it is very hard to work in my house. Number one, because there's some remodeling going on, so I don't even have the area that I used to sit at the table and work, so that is not there, which I also am a scatterbrain. I am not a artist or a creative that is completely like a lot of them are very neat and by the book and organized. That's the word I'm looking for, organized. That is not me. I have always been an all over the place type person. So if little things like my desk, or there's distractions, or I'm hearing a TV going, or the door is steady opening and closing, or people are walking by, it completely makes me nervous, and I lose my concentration on what I'm doing. So I came out to the library to actually just work, to do straight work, which I do miss the days of being in school. I never thought I would say that. I struggled 5 years through college, girl. Your girl graduated at age 39, like, girl. And I used to go to the school and just sit there, and I'll sit there all day, because I can completely just immerse myself in whatever I'm doing. No distractions, no phone, because you got to cut your phone off. Make you cut your phone off. Yes. Well, I don't think Erica said cut it off. She said I could make you put it down. But yeah, you got to put your phone down when you're in the library, and it gives you a environment that is conducive of creativity and me completing my creativity. Because as you see, like, even with some of these art pieces that I'm showing you, they ain't done. Girl, I don't never finish nothing. And I need to stop doing that. That is a very bad habit. But the honest reason is because I am an artist that have so many ideas, so many things. My mind never cuts off. It never stops. So if I start working on one project, if the next project idea hits me in my head, it's like basically I want to automatically put this project down and start the next one, whether, or whether not I have finished what I started, which the year of 2021, my theme was supposed to be finish what I start, and I still got to get to that. I didn't quite master that yet, finish what I'm starting. So I'm coming here to work, and I got some pictures I got to edit for Miss Princess. I did release those shorts this morning where me and Money, we went and we did a little photo shoot. We hung out all day with Miss Princess. Now the rest of those vlogs are not quite out yet. I'll probably release them now. But we hung out all day with her for her 6-month basically birthday of 6 months, celebrating her being in existence for 6 months. We went shopping at the Prime Outlet, which is a big touristy mall here in Orlando, Florida, close to the theme parks and all of that stuff. So we went out to find her outfit. Then I did her little photo shoot. I put my camera back on. I dabbled a little bit in photography. I had one photography class, so I ain't gonna say I'm all that great, girl. But I did do my daughter's prom pictures, which turned out really awesome. And I took a few other pictures, which they came out really good. So I'm learning and I'm okay at it. So I'm not gonna never tell you I'm the best, but I'm gonna go and edit those. Now I am the best at Photoshop, girl. Can't nobody touch your girl in Photoshop. So Money picked because she was like, I want all of them. I'm like, girl, you can't have all of these. You have me Photoshopping for days. So she started out with 5 of the best images. I'm gonna go Photoshop them and I will release them later. I guess in the community tab is where I'll do it or something. I don't know, whatever. But I'm gonna do that, and I got a couple of other things to do while I'm here at the library. And I guess oh yeah, so yesterday was supposed to be going to visit Marcello, but we had the problem with signing up Money. I still can't visit, so it makes it really hard. But I still was gonna go as a riding buddy because Marcello is very far away, and it's not safe and it's not easy for Money to be traveling that far by herself with our granddaughter. No, especially out in them deep country woods. No. So I was gonna, go with her or whatever. So I was up and ready, and Money was like, I just don't have a good feeling about it because we didn't get, now since 2020 shut down, when they did open visitation back up, like almost a year later, they made it where you had to sign up by Wednesday. It was like Monday through Wednesday you had to sign up, and then you get a confirmation on Thursday. You don't get the confirmation. Man, these people stick by the book when it comes to you. By the book when it comes to you. But when it comes to them, they break all kinds of rules. They make up their rules. They bend the rules. They shape the rules. They everything to the rules. But when it's you, it's by the book. So what we kept imagining was, and then we tried to call the facility. For some reason, the facility, every extension, if you ever called a correction facility before in the past, it'll say like classification, push this. If you want security, push this. If you want this, push this. And no matter what you push, which I'm sure classification wasn't going to be there on the weekend, right? But every extension, as soon as you push it, it hangs up on you. So there was no way to get in touch with nobody at that facility. So I'm like, Money was like, I don't feel good about this. All we kept imagining was driving 7 hours just for them to say, oh no, you didn't get the confirmation. We didn't approve you, so you can't visit. So to turn around 7 hours and go back, which I was willing to, risk it. But I guess Money just didn't want to. I mean, that's a really hurtful feeling, which I did vlog that too, to drive that far and then have to turn around, take your behind back home because of a technicality. But so instead of visiting him, we went to celebrate Princess' 6 months birthday. And it was like, I know Marcello he took that bad. I know he did. He called me that morning. And he was like, I said, we're not going to come. We're not on our way. Because I was in the car driving. And he can always tell whether I'm driving or if I'm in the house sitting down or whatever. And I'm like, no, we're not coming. He's like, please tell me you're joking. And I'm like, no, we're not. And I'm like, why would I joke like that? I would not joke like that. So he was like, okay, I'll call you back later. And he literally did not call until all the way that night, which I can imagine. That's upsetting. He's been wanting to see Miss Princess. And I keep telling him, even when we bring her, you're never going to be satisfied. Like, you're always going to want to see her again and again and again, which that's why he needs to be closer so that we can visit him more. Well, not, I'm saying we, like I can actually carry my behind in there. I can't. But he needs to be closer to where his family can get to him instead of months and months in between. And he's like worried about the fact that, hey, Princess is about to start crawling and that she doesn't really know him. And if she doesn't know him, she's not going to really want to come to him but that's his fear. But I don't know. I just do what I can do and fight on what level I can fight. I don't have much of a voice. None of us do. To be honest, none of the regular people. The only people in this world that really have a voice are the famous people and the people with money and the people that have resources. Other than that, pretty much anything can happen to you and you got to just take it like a champ. All right, guys. It's your girl Cadillac, because I'm going to end this because it's getting hot in this car. Yes, it's getting hot. Like the hot box challenge. Girl. All right. If you don't know what the hot box challenge is, I will try to link that in the description box. That is when we were asking the lawmakers to actually spend 3 or 5 minutes in a Florida DOC sales simulator and see if they could do it, because Florida DOC has no air conditioner, and to most people they're like, so what? It don't matter if that. Florida's sweltering hot. Global warming is even more hot than it's been hot, and Florida always been hot, but it's hotter than hot. You're in a cedar block facility, no ventilating air. Cedar block holds in cold and it holds in heat. So this is what you're in, and it is sweltering hot. No AC. And you also want your guards to work in this. And you want your guards to still work. That's why they quit. They quit for different reasons, but also that's one of the reasons. Because it's hot. If I had to go to work, I did used to have to work in a facility that was hot. And they would lie to us every time talking about we fixed the AC. Do you know how miserable it is to work in the heat? But then these guys that are locked up have to live in the heat. So most people think because, it's a prisoner, we don't care because they shouldn't have did what they did. And don't do the crime, you can't do the time. That bull. You know what I mean? Every case should be taken case by case, not just one blanket answer. But because it deals with those type of people that are throwaway parts of society, believed, they don't care if it's AC. But yeah, it be heat strokes, people passing out and all types of stuff because of the heat inside the prison. So that was the hot box challenge that we did. Beat the heat challenge. I'm so sorry. Beat the heat challenge. So I will link that in the description box below. When we went to go do the challenge, me and the boys, me, my nephew Isaiah, and Juju, which you might say, like, why would I do that? But to be honest, they're black. They're young boys. They're young boys that will be young men. And you have to warn your youth about this system that is not for them so that they can avoid it. It's like a bear trap. If I seen a bear trap and I just climbed out this bear trap, or I just avoided it by the skin of my teeth, I'm going to warn you, please don't go that way. There's a bear trap right there. And it just took me years. It took me 12 years to pull Marcello out that bear trap. Please don't go that way. That's what we have to do. So unfortunately, at a young age, we have to teach our children about the isms and about the system and about all these things that can snag them up and just eat them alive. All right, guys. I gotta go now. I done closed the video once, so let's go. Let's see if twice is a charm. Hiss your girl Cadillac.